Welcome to Midwest War Stories, where we're diving back into the heart of Grand Rapids. But this video is a little different. Sometimes we run across stories that are so unbelievable that we have to make a separate video. This is the story of Dre Davis. Curtis Swift aka Kirky, the brother of Darrell Fatboy Weaver who was killed on Cherry Street in 2007, Cam Wright, Tyrese Morris aka Reese the General. Dre was a wonderful kid that came up in the uptown neighborhood. He was a star athlete at Grand Rapids Christian and was expected to play college football at Eastern Michigan University the next week. On August 24, 2013, Dre, his friend EB and many of their other friends went to a party at the Latvian Hall. EB got into a fight with Cameron David Wright. Testimony at trial revealed that a fist fight between Cameron Wright and E.B, another occupant of Davis's vehicle, fought at a party at the Latvian Hall in Grand Rapids. Everyone fled after an unidentified person fired a gun. Javon Turley had been at the hall with Wright. He testified that Wright was carrying a gun that night but dropped or lost it at the hall. After fleeing, Javon drove defendant to a house, and Cam went inside for about 25 minutes. On the way, Cam made a phone call in which he discussed a gun. When Javon left, Cam got into a silver car with Ed Budeman Welford, Curtis Kirky Swift, and Tyrese Reese the General Morris. Shortly thereafter, the prosecutor alleged Cam tracked down the vehicle in which EB was riding on Wealthy and Division and asked for a pistol from the back seat. It was stated that Reese the General passed the gun to Cam and Cam fired several shots out the window at Reese the General's own hood. Davis was the only one struck and killed. Police interviewed several people during the initial investigation, including Cam. Cam admitted to getting into a fight at the party, and another partygoer indicated that Cam was carrying a handgun that evening. However, Cam told police he went straight home when he fled the hall, and the police could not link Cam to the shooting at that time. When questioned by the police, Reese the General originally told police he knew nothing about Dre Davis's shooting. Police reopened the investigation in 2017 and issued investigative subpoenas to several witnesses in January 2018. Significant evidence demonstrated that Cam attempted to stymie the renewed investigation, which was closing in on him as the primary suspect. After his arrest, Cam called his ex-girlfriend, Kira Adams, from jail and asked her to get a bag out of the woods in the back of her house and give it to his mother. Although she complied with this request, Adams claimed that she never looked in the bag and did not know its contents. The prosecution theorized that this bag contained the murder weapon. As the investigation continued, Wright instructed Adams to lie in the event questions were asked. When police caught up to Budeman, he testified that he was driving his silver Chrysler 300 on the night in question and eventually picked up Cam. Cam asked Budeman to lie to police when he received an investigative subpoena. However, Budeman told police that Cam fired several shots at the vehicle in which Davis was riding. Reese the General corroborated that Cam was the shooter. Another friend of Cam's, Willie Calvin, testified that Cam went silent and hung up when he asked Cam about the shooting. Cam knew that Javon Turley had testified, that Budeman and Reese had testified following investigative subpoenas. At trial, Budeman and Reese testified that they were in a vehicle with Cam and Kirky when Cam shot a gun into the vehicle carrying Davis. On January 16, 2018, Cam used an intermediary to contact Welford while he was on a work-release jail program. The only person left that hadn't testified was Kirky. On January 17, Kirky told Jymala Stokes, the mother of one of his children, that he needed to talk to Cam and get him to admit that he shot Dre and turn himself in. Kirky told his baby mama Stokes that he was in the car when the shooting happened and that another person in the car had already snitched. Stokes last saw Kirky at around 8:30 p.m. on January 17th. She tried to text him after, but Kirky did not respond. Bao Nguyen testified that he telephoned Kirky at around 8:40 p.m. on January 17th and then went to Kirky's home. Kirky was home alone and sold Nguyen drugs. Kirky appeared a little nervous and was acting funny. Kirky told Nguyen that his cause was coming over. When Nguyen left, he loitered outside his vehicle for a short time. He saw Wright walk up the street toward Kirky's house. No one else was in the area. Nguyen texted Kirky a couple of hours later and called him 8 times the following day. Kirky did not respond to the text or answer the calls. Nguyen solicited a mutual friend to call Kirky. Kirky did not answer that call either. Kirky's daughter's birthday was the next day, and Kirky did not attend his daughter's birthday party on January 18th and did not answer calls from Stokes or his daughter's mother, Alicia Holloway. At the time, Kirky was dating Carlacia Wells. Wells overheard Kirky on a call telling someone that he did not have anything to do with that and to quit calling his phone. Kirky told Wells that the call came from Cam and that Wells described that Kirky seemed paranoid. The last time she heard from Kirky was 6:18 p.m. on January 17th. She went to Kirky's house at 9:30 p.m. on January 18th, but he didn't answer the door. On January 19th, at 12 p.m., Boa Nguyen, Kirky's child's mother, Stokes, and Jeremy Hairston bust through the door and found Kirky dead. The coroner stated that he had been dead for 1 or 2 days before being found. The police were trying to get in contact with him on January 17th to serve a subpoena. Cam was arrested on January 18th for the murder of Dre Davis. When Cam was arrested, the police found a cell phone, and during interrogation, he was asked for the passcode. After denying, he finally gave it to his parole officer, who said he would be violating his parole if he didn't. When they searched his phone, they seen conversations between Cam and a man named Derek Banks. Around the time Bao Nguyen left, someone placed a fake order to buy drugs from Kirky. Instead of the person coming in to buy drugs, like Jason showing up at your door, it was Cam. At 9:39 p.m. on the night of Kirky's murder, Cam sent a text message to Derek Banks, telling him to come in now. Cell phone data revealed that between 8:53 p.m. and 9:41 p.m. both Wright's and Banks' cell phones were in the vicinity of Swift's home. And Cam delayed a meeting with Glenn Johnson on the night of January 17th until 11:19 p.m., giving him time to commit the offense. Glenn Johnson testified that he's been buying drugs from Cam for years and he was always on time, but this time he was over an hour late. He was supposed to be there at around 9:40 but didn't show up until over an hour later. Additionally, there was substantial evidence that Swift died soon after Nguyen left his house, around the time of Wright's arrival. Various witnesses texted or called Swift beginning at 9 p.m. on January 17th, with no response. The last outbound activity from either of Swift's cell phones was at 8:29 p.m. on January 17th. Swift last spoke on a phone at 9:06 p.m. A very crazy tale of backdoors. Cam backdooring Kirky. Reese backdooring his own hood that got Dre killed. It shows how valuable loyalty is. Subscribe to the channel, the next one is going to be even crazier.